Winning cures everything. Now for your hosts, Gary and Chris.
Welcome in, Winning Cures Everything. I'm Gary. I am here for the solo daily show. We've got a lot to talk about today. It is the Friday show. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. If you haven't already, make sure you go get something for your significant other. If you don't have a significant other, congratulations. This is just another day, and you ain't got anything to worry about. So, my wife's gift is actually still in the mail. It was supposed to be here yesterday. That's what I get for ordering from Amazon and ordering something that, it takes a little bit to get here. So it should be here today. It should be delivered within the next hour, which is perfect because she will be getting off work in just a little bit. Much to discuss today. Of course, we're going to talk about why Mark Dantonio retired, resigned, whatever you want to talk about. And then Mel Tucker is not going to retain any assistants. The XFL was on, Oliver Luck, the CEO, was on Dan Patrick today. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that he discussed. NCAA baseball starts today. Cody Bellinger said that the Astros stole the MVP from Aaron Judge. We'll talk about a few things with that. I've got one college basketball pick for this evening, and we'll talk about NBA All-Star Weekend. First off, though, TunicaTravel.com is the website for Tunica, Mississippi, the South's premier sports gambling destination. You can find more information on all of their stuff, their shows. They got great concerts, great comedians, great everything coming through town. They got great steakhouses, amazing places to go eat, golf courses, etc. There's a ton of fun stuff to do down there. You can find more information on all of it over at TunicaTravel.com. You can find more information about us at WinningCuresEverything.com. All of our picks, previews, videos, podcasts, whatever. Mike Campion jumps in on YouTube. What's up, buddy? How are you? Lots to discuss. Of course, it is the Friday show. We will. I'll be back on Periscope and Facebook tomorrow with college basketball picks in the morning, but only one for this evening. So, if you're listening to the show on the podcast, make sure you subscribe. Leave a nice review. We always appreciate that. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Leave a nice comment. Tell us what you're thinking about, what you think about these topics. I always love to hear your opinion. Chris will be back with me on Sunday night. Let's go ahead and fire in. Let's jump into topic number one, and this is at the 2-minute and 50-second mark. So let's talk about why Mark Dantonio retired from Michigan State. Obviously, it was weird timing, and everybody knew that there had to be something crazy going on, because why would you decide to leave the day before signing day? Now, obviously, it is the second signing day. You've already got a bunch of people signed in to play for you. They've already signed their letters of intent. And no, Michigan State didn't have a huge class anyway. They didn't have a great class. But that doesn't matter. These are still kids that are locked into your school that came there to play for you, and you decide to leave the day before signing day. Along with that, assistant coaches. And we'll talk about them here in just a minute. There's no telling what Michigan State was going to do with that job. What I have heard, and I don't know how many people are talking about this, because Michigan State and the fans don't seem to be bothered by this at all, but it seems like a big issue to me. Dantonio wanted to pick his own successor. He was talking to the people, the brass, right? He talked to the people at Michigan State and was letting them know, after the 2020 season, I think I'm done. But when I leave, I want to pick my own guy. I want to pick the guy that's going to replace me. How many head coaches out there are going to be able to do that? I mean, really. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Even Nick Saban, I don't believe, will be able to do that. He will put in his input, but I don't think any school out there is just going to let a coach handpick his own successor unless he turns into the athletic director. And that was not going to happen at Michigan State. There was too much stuff going on around that environment, around that athletic department. They weren't going to just give the athletic director job to Mark Dantonio. So he wanted to pick his own successor. Michigan State reached out to a search firm and were getting ready to start looking to put out some feelers to see who they could possibly get after the 2020 season. That, in turn, pissed off Dantonio, and he just decided, you know what, screw it, I'm out. The day before signing day, when every other major job, every other assistant coaching job has basically been filled at this point, other than whoever they would get to replace him. Now, the thought was, I'm sure, okay, if I leave right now, it is too late in the game for them to go out and get somebody else. And they are not going to spend the kind of money that it would take to pry somebody away from somewhere right after signing day. So one of my guys will get the job at least for this year, and all of my guys will be safe. At least that was his thought. I'm guessing. I am assuming here, obviously. But the way that this all turned out, Michigan State goes and overpays. I'm saying overpaying. We'll see what Mel Tucker ends up doing. But he now has the 12th highest salary in all of college football. Mel Tucker does. That is insane. He is right behind James Franklin. It's a lot of money. And obviously they paid a lot for the assistant coach pool. They paid a lot for strength and conditioning, all that kind of. They are wanting to be one of the big boys. Still probably the fourth best program in that division behind Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State in no particular order. But they want to be one of the big dogs. If you're going to be one of the big dogs, obviously the Big Ten, you've got money. You can do whatever you need to. You spend the money. You go out, you get Mel Tucker. And Mel Tucker has decided he is not retaining any of Dantonio's assistants. Now, we are sitting on February the 14th. Pretty much every assistant coaching job out there has been filled up. So these guys, obviously they're going to be paid for their contract. But they don't have a job right now. Now, I would assume that would give them some leverage towards next season to find another job. But this is a really bad spot for these assistant coaches. And Dantonio is the one that put him in the spot. If that is, in fact, the way that this went down, that is some really selfish stuff and terrible decision-making by Dantonio if he was trying to look out for his guys at all. So, interesting story out of East Lansing. Of course, I don't know that any of that will ever come out to light and be officially talked about. But, yeah, that's pretty crazy stuff. Let's move on from there. The XFL. On the Dan Patrick Show this morning, Commissioner CEO Oliver Luck talked about how the XFL does have the ability to go and sign freshmen and sophomores from college football. The CBA has set it up to where the NFL cannot take anybody that hasn't been out of high school for 3 years. But the XFL is not set up by any of that. It's not governed by any of those CBA agreements. They've actually already got a player. Safety Kenny Robinson from West Virginia. He actually still had eligibility left. He is playing with the St. Louis Battlehawks. And what he wanted was he needed more tape against really good competition. He didn't feel like he was going to be able to do that at West Virginia. Guys that are on not great teams that feel like they can move to the next level, this is a spot for them, right? Oliver Luck did say 10,000 D1 college football players are out there right now. The XFL wants the best 450 players that they can get, but they also want guys that are going to be as professional as possible. So you have to somehow fit that in there. You don't want to just go get a freshman that's really talented, really good, but doesn't understand what it's like to be in a professional atmosphere, right? That can be an issue. So you have to be careful with those kind of situations. You don't want bad publicity for this league. It is football. It's only football. That's what they are focused on. That's what they are interested in. It was brought up about a player like Trevor Lawrence, right? Somebody that's really, really good that wants to be able to capitalize on endorsement deals, etc. What the NCAA is hoping for, I would assume, or at least they should be, is that this becomes the opportunity to where they don't have to pay players, right? Now, obviously, the name, image, likeness thing is something completely different, but if you are the NCAA, this is your out. The XFL, if they want guys, they can sign underclassmen. If underclassmen want to come out and just go straight to the XFL, they can work out a deal. If they're not interested in academics, if something happens and they have a child or something like that, they need money, parents lose a job, there's some reason why they would need money, they could come out and go to the XFL and work out a deal. After that, you can work out whatever endorsement contracts you want to outside of the league. It doesn't matter because they don't worry about that. So it's if you don't want to go to school, if you need to make money, if you need to do whatever, it's kind of like the G League in the NBA. The XFL it's not a guaranteed way into the NFL, but it is going to put you up against really good players, and it will set you up to where you have game film. You have yourself on tape, and you can get out in front of those people. So I think that this is something that the NCAA is hoping for. This can be what they point to as there is no restriction. We don't have to pay players. They don't have to come here if they don't want to. They can go straight to the XFL if they are good enough. If they're not good enough, then they have to come to college football, and we don't pay our players. That's the way it goes. So, and if you are good enough, you can get your name, image, likeness deal, whatever it is, with whatever laundromat or car sales place or whatever, right? So it all ends up playing itself out. Guys will end up being able to make money off of themselves, but not necessarily from the schools. This might take away some of that liability to where colleges are not paying their free labor, right? So, next topic, not going to spend a long time on this, but NCAA baseball starts today. Now, a couple of really big matchups for this weekend. Number 1, Louisville playing at number 25, Ole Miss. Number 2, Vandy is playing against number 15, Michigan today. Everybody starts today. NCAA baseball, a lot of fun to keep up with. It's very difficult to find somewhere to watch it, right? ESPN, SEC Network, whatever. If you got ESPN3, you're going to be able to get a lot of these. But yeah, NCAA baseball is a lot of fun. It's a lot more fun once you get into the summertime when you're getting ready for the College World Series, etc. But if you are interested in baseball and want to see some of the next prospects, all that kind of stuff, this is the time to do that. Number one Louisville and number 2 Vanderbilt playing against ranked teams to start out with. That's going to make for some fun weekend entertainment. Topic number 4. Let's go on and discuss this. Cody Bellinger said that the Astros' Jose Altuve stole the MVP from Aaron Judge in 2017. He came out and said that the apologies were whatever. He called them weak, and he was basically spitting fire today. He looked like he was pretty irritated by it, and I think that he was speaking for the majority of the Dodgers, right? He was on the Dodgers for the last 3 seasons. It's not just the Dodgers. I think everybody is really irritated at the way that press conference went down with the Astros yesterday, and I don't blame any of them because it was a complete PR disaster the way that they went at this yesterday. Now, had they just come out and said, we're going to stand by our statements that have already been made, we don't want to keep fanning the flames here, that would have been the smarter way to go about this. The insincere apologies from Bregman, from Altuve, Jim Crane coming out and saying what he did, completely disputing his own statements in the same press conference. It wasn't a good look for them. It doesn't look like they understand the severity of what happened, and that's not good. Like, I feel like the punishment might have been a little bit weak for them. Now, we'll see. Obviously, they have to deal with Dusty Baker as their manager at this point, but they've still got great players. They still got great pitchers, and it almost would have been better for all of them to just sit back and shut up and don't say anything. Hope it all blows over eventually. When baseball starts back on, March 26th or 25th, whatever it is, it's going to be ugly. Everywhere the Astros go, the fans are going to destroy them. It's not going to be a good look for baseball whatsoever. I'm curious to see if anything else will end up coming out of it. But what Cody Bellinger said today, I feel like he spoke for the majority of the baseball community, and he just had the guts to get out and actually say it in front of a camera. Topic number 5, college basketball picks. Let's go ahead and give you my one pick for the evening. Now, I'm 15-8 this week. I am 13-4 over the last 3 nights. So I went 5-2 last night, 4-2 the night before that, 4-0 on Tuesday. I am 178, 129, and 11 on the season. That is 58%, or it's 57.98, whatever it is. So doing pretty well with the numbers. Tonight's only pick, I'm buying the half point. Rotation number 860, St. Peter's at home, -4 against Quinnipiac. St. Peter's, better team. Quinnipiac has not been very good this season. St. Peter's already beat them by 20 at their place earlier this year. I would look for the same. I think St. Peter's beats them by double digits. Why this line is so low, I have no idea. There is no injury update, anything like that. So 860 is the rotation number. St. Peter's -4 at home. Make sure you buy that half-point back so you don't get caught. And then finally, we're going to end on this one. This is the NBA All-Star Weekend. Now, I don't care one iota about the NBA All-Star Game. And I feel like anybody that pays attention to the actual league that cares about NBA, they don't really care about this either. It is a fashion show. It's supposed to be fun, right? And they have tried all kinds of different things. They've got Team LeBron, Team Giannis. They get to draft their own teams. There is no East versus West. There is no whatever because the West has basically stolen all of the All-Stars from the East over the years. I think it should be at least somewhat entertaining. Obviously, they've got, a fun pregame show, a lot of stuff, all the skills challenges, the three-point contest, etc. It sucks that Dame Lillard is injured. He's not going to be able to play. Devin Booker got the call up for that. The one that I am most interested in, and I feel like I am basically every year, is the Rising Stars Challenge. Now, this year, because I'm in Memphis and I care about the Grizzlies, Ja Morant, Brandon Clark, Jaren Jackson Jr. all being involved in the Rising Stars Challenge is a big deal. We also get Zion Williamson. That's a pretty big deal. Mike jumps in. He said, All-Star Weekend is a way to make NBA money. That's it. Yeah, that's all that this is. It's just fun, and, the tickets are outrageous, right? But you get to see all of these famous, super famous players that you want to see play in person, and you've got them all right there. And you got concerts, and you got all this stuff. So I understand why they do it, how they do it, whatever. As far as the television product, I just don't care. I could not care one iota about this. But the Rising Stars Challenge, I think, is fun because you get to see the next wave. You get to see, and sometimes it's a complete dud. But this year, I don't think it will be. You've got your Ja Morant against Zion Williamson, and I think they actually might be on the same team, but whatever, right? It doesn't matter. It's going to be entertaining to see all of these young guys that have only been in the league at the most 2 years and see what they are going to do against other guys of similar talent that are coming up in the league. I love that about this spot. I'm interested in the three-point contest. I'm interested in the slam dunk contest, even though there's nobody. Any predictions for the dunk or three-point contest? I got nothing. I got nothing for you. I tried to look at some of the numbers on it. No idea. I'm going to pay attention to the Rising Stars Challenge, and I'm going to watch this stuff. I would imagine the dunk contest, Dwight Howard will probably win because it's a nice feel-good comeback story, and he's won it in the past. I wouldn't imagine that he's going to do anything crazy, but I think that people like him, and he may end up winning it. So my money would be on Dwight Howard, although I'm not doing it. Mike said, I wanted to see Dame win the three-point contest. Sucks he got hurt. Yeah, it does suck. He was on a roll. He was absolutely on a roll. So, to put that to bed, I want to watch the Rising Stars Challenge. I don't care at all about the actual All-Star game, but the skills challenges are going to be entertaining. So, the next 3 days or so of All-Star events and competitions and whatnot should be a lot of fun. If you want to keep up with the college basketball picks, of course, go to winningcureseverything.com. Go up into the gambling section right there. The spreadsheet is updated every day. I should be able to hop on tomorrow morning and give you guys an update on what games I'm rolling with. Normally Saturdays, I've got a ton of games. Last week went 12-6-1 on Saturday, I believe. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. So, all that said, I'm going to get out of here. It's been a fun week. I appreciate you guys for jumping in. The Daily Show, the first week back, has been a lot of fun. I should have started it back in January. I was trying to get things kind of sorted out, but I really enjoy doing just a quick 15, 20-minute show every day on Periscope, on Facebook, whatever. If you're not subscribed on those places, go on and do that. Hit the follow button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, whatever it is. And make sure that you follow in on Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, any of those things. Jump in. It's worth your while. I do appreciate that. If you're on the podcast, hit subscribe, leave a nice review. If you're on YouTube, hit subscribe, hit like on the video, and leave us some comments. Go to tunicatravel.com. Tunica, Mississippi, the South's premier sports gambling destination. You can bet on all of this stuff, the NCAA baseball stuff, college basketball, NBA All-Star stuff, everything. They got it all down there at any of their 6 sports books. Tunicatravel.com is where you can get more information on those. We appreciate them for being with the show. We appreciate you for watching and supporting. We will see you all again next week. Thanks for checking out Winning Cures Everything. If you want to keep up with us, hit subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast app. Visit the website at winningcureseverything.com, or you can like us on Facebook or follow us at Winning Cures, at Gary WCE, or at Chris B. Giannini on Twitter. Share out the show, leave a nice review, and make sure to comment and tweet at us.